Hello, my little yarnivores and spiderettes. Fiber Spider back again with another tutorial for you. Actually, this is going to be a bit of a series. Now, I have gotten a lot of requests after doing the Virus Meets Granny shawl. I am now going to show you how to do the Virus Meets Granny blanket. Ta-da! Now, for those of you that I'm sure are going to ask, no, I do not have a pattern. I'm stressing this from the very, very beginning. I don't have a written pattern. I am sorry. What I did was I took the various patterns of the virus shawl, the granny shawl, the Virus Meets Granny shawl, the virus blanket, the granny blanket, and I sort of all merged it all together. And so if you followed any of the other tutorials, you'll have a much better understanding of how this pattern works. So no, I don't have a pattern. That's why I'm going to be doing an extended series, crochet along. I don't know if it's going to be an official crochet along per se, but I am going to do a prolonged series for this project. I love it. I think it came out really, really nice. And what I did was for this project, I used Karen Big Cakes. No, I'm not sponsored, but I always like to share what I use. And the colorway, which I love because it's all autumnal colors, is the colorway of Tiramisu. And I needed, believe it or not, I needed 4 of these Karen Big Cakes. Now, granted, I did not end up using the bulk of the 4th skein, but I did need it in order to create the final virus section for my border. Now, there are a lot of options as far as this pattern is concerned. You can do more virus, you can do more granny, you can mix it up a little bit. I'm going to show you what I personally did. If you want to duplicate the results, it's totally up to you. And for this piece, I used, it's a worsted weight yarn, the Karen Big Cakes. It's a worsted weight yarn, so I used a size I 5.5 millimeter hook. Now today, for the example, I'm going to be using one of my favorites. It's by Lion Brand Yarns. It's the Ice Cream yarn in the colorway of Moon Mist. And so I've got it all balled up and ready to go on the side. And I'm going to be using a size H 5 millimeter hook for this example because it's a rather thin yarn. And I'm rather excited to show you guys this. And the only thing that I had a problem with, just letting you know from the get-go, is when doing the transition from the virus to the granny tends to create a bit of a distortion, which may or may not be able to be worked out with blocking. However, if it's a blanket, and you're going to be underneath it, it's going to be a little bit warbly anyway, right? You may be able to fix it with blocking. You may be able to fix it with, perhaps using tighter stitches. It's not 100%. I'm being honest with you, and I pride myself on being transparent with you. But I totally think this project is worth the while. It's a lot of fun. It's really easy once you get into it, and I'm going to be doing repeats. So, without further ado and all my yammering, let's get started, shall we? All right. Alrighty. First step in a long journey. Row 1. Well, round 1. Alright. So I have my 5 millimeter hook, and I have my rather thin yarn here. I believe it's a weight of 3, if I'm not mistaken. And so we're going to start with our obligatory slip knot, as always, it's pretty much par for the course. And we're going to start with a chain of 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And slip stitch into the first chain to create a ring. Like so. It's going to be our center ring. And then chain up 3. 1, 2, 3. And this chaining of 3 is going to count as our first double crochet, and we need 19 more for a total of 20. So, 2. Also, it helps if you crochet over this tail as you do your remaining 19 double crochets. It's a little less to deal with later, and it secures it. So I've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and I believe this should be 20 if I counted correctly. I always double check. It's, my personal thing here. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20. Perfect. Okay, so then to finish up round 1, all we need to do now is slip stitch into the top of this chain 3 right here, like so, right there. I'm going to slip stitch, and there you go. Now, obviously this is rather open in the center. However, what you can quite easily do, I'm going to show you right now, is get out a yarn needle and thread that. And this is what I personally like to do. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this right now is because I have been asked in the past, how do you manage this? Well, that's what I'm going to show you now. So basically, just keep going in the same direction, after working over your tail, and just go through a couple stitches, and then go through a couple more stitches until you work your way around, and then you can pull it like a drawstring and cinch it nice and close. You could, of course, leave it open. That is, entirely up to you, naturally. But, my personal preference is cinch it. I think it makes it look a little bit cleaner. Okay. And just a few more. Alrighty. And then the magic of the drawstring. Ta-da! Nice and clean. Alright, little helpful hint, trick, tip, what have you. And then, quite simply, you can just snip it off, and it'll stay put. Alright, so that's the end of round 1. Okay, round 2, going to be a very simple round for us. Going to start by chaining up 3. Okay, and that of course counts as our first double crochet, as always. And then into the same stitch, now I know this is a little tricky because it's white here, but into that same stitch right here, do another double crochet. So it's 2 double crochets into the same stitch right there, and then you're going to do the exact same thing, 2 double crochets into each double crochet all the way around, So we're going from 20 double crochets to 40 double crochets by the end of the round. And like I said, this is a very, very easy round, and the next one too. Then the fun starts, so to speak. But right now we're just creating a foundation for the virus, as it were. So it's just 2 double crochets into each double crochet stitch all the way around, and it's as easy as that. And so I'm going to continue along on my merry little way, and I will meet back up with you when we're ready to finish up round 2. Alrighty, so I'm going to keep doing 2 double crochets into each double crochet stitch, and I'll meet back up with you. Alright, be right back. Alright, so I'm almost done with round 2. I just have a few more to go, and it's coming along nicely, so I just need to do a couple more, and then we'll finish up round 2 together. Okay, so I finished up, and now it's just a matter of going into that third chain at the top there, right up here, where we first started, and do a slip stitch. Easy peasy. Okay. And so also I'm not going to do it right now because I just did it before, but I strongly suggest double counting always. You know, double count once and you don't have to undo your work later, you know. It's, you know, just a little safeguard. All right, so that's the end of round 2. Alrighty. Okay, round 3. This one's going to open things up a little bit. We're going to start by chaining up 4, and that's going to count as a double crochet and a chain 1 space. So chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, going into the next double crochet with a double crochet stitch. So we have 2 double crochets separated by a chain 1 space, chain 1, double crochet into the next double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the next double crochet. Are you seeing a pattern? I am. So it's just double crochets separated by a chain 1 space. So you just keep doing that for the entire round. So it's just double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, all the way around until you have a total of 40 double crochets separated by chain 1 spaces. Okay? And so I'm going to keep doing this round off camera, and I will meet back up with you when I have come full circle. Brunch. Alright, I'll be right back. Alrighty, so I'm almost done with round 3, almost to the very beginning here. And so I just need to do a couple more, and it's pretty much going to follow suit with the other rounds that we've done thus far. And I'm still doing my chain 1 and double crochet. Like so. Got one more here. And then last but not least, yes, I need another chain 1 and then slip stitch into the third chain. So that's 1, 2, and 3 right here. Don't want to go into the fourth one because we want to leave that chain 1 space right there. Okay? So, slip stitching into that third. from the bottom right there. So it should look something like that. Ta-da! All right, so that is the end of round 3. Now, yes, it looks like, a bit like a record that has been left out in the sun, I'm afraid. However, if you lay it out like so, you can see it does lay flat. I mean, that's really not an issue. And also, as we continue to do the virus pattern, that will stretch things out more so, okay? So if it's looking a little bit warbly, do not worry, do not fret, it will work itself out, okay? It's when we're doing the granny transition, then things start to get a little weird. You'll see what I mean, but we shall get there soon enough, okay? So that's the end of round 3. Alrighty, round 4. So with round 4, we're going to start right in by doing a chaining up of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And not into this first chain 1 space, but into the next chain 1 space, a single crochet. Like so. So you're going to have a nice big old loop, and this is going to be one of the big virus holes for later. It's going to be one of the corners. This is half of a corner right here. You'll see what I mean when we get there. And so now, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, skipping a chain 1 space, going into the next one with a single crochet stitch. So that's 1 loop. We need 2 more loops, so chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, skip a chain 1 space going into the next with a single crochet, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, skip a chain 1 space going into the next with a single crochet. So you should have a big loop and 3 smaller loops. Okay, this is going to compose one side of our square. So now we need another corner, right? So chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Skip a chain 1 space going into the next with a single crochet. So we got a big loop, chain 7 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Skip another chain 1 space going into the next with a single crochet. And that makes up another corner. So we have half a corner here, one of our sides, and then another corner over here. Okay? So now we need another side. So to do the sides, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip a chain 1 space, go into the next with a single crochet. Chain 4 again. Skip a chain 1 space going into the next with a single crochet. Chain 4. Skip a space, go into the next with a single crochet. And as I said before, yes, you have your corner, but then you need 3 of these smaller loops right here. These 3 loops, okay? So then chain 7 again, because we're doing another corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Skip a chain 1 space going into the next with a, skip a chain 1 space going into the next with a single crochet. All right, and we need another corner loop, so chain 7 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Skip another chain 1 space going into the next with a single crochet. So we have a corner here and a corner here, are 3 spaces in between. So we need 3 more spaces Continuing right along. So chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, skip a chain 1 space going into the next with a single, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, skip a chain 1 space going into the next with a single, and one more chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, skip a chain 1 space going into the next with a single crochet, and we need another corner. So chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, skip a chain space going to the next with a single, chain 7 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, skip a space going into the next with a single, oops, come on, there we go, and we are almost where we started. So we just did our 2 chain 7, so we need 3 chain 4 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, skip a space, go into the next with a single, chain 4 again, skip a space, going to the next with a single, and one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, skip a space, going into the next with a single, and when we started, we had our 1 corner. Well, we need another one, so chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so now what you're going to do is, there are several different ways that you could go about doing this. You could do a single crochet into this space first, and then do a slip stitch into here. There are a lot of different variations. I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do. Take your pick, march to the beat of your own bongo, I always say. So skipping this space here, going to the next, going to do a single crochet stitch, and then to sort of polish it a little bit, see, we're going to go into, see where that little blue stitch is, right into here, like so. See where I'm at? It's the one that goes, where we started chaining up. So going into there with a slip stitch, like so. Ta-da! And let me just lay this out for you so you can see a little bit better. All right, so we have our 2 large holed corners, and each side, it's in the round, yes, but on each side you have 3 chain 4 spaces, and in each corner you have 2 chain 7 spaces. Okay, so that is the end of round 4, and the foundation really of the virus is underway. All right, so without further ado, let's continue right along. Alrighty, with round 5. Alrighty, round 5. This is where the fun starts. Alright, so we have here our first corner loop, and we need 10 double crochets within this loop. So we're going to start with a chain 3, 2 and 3, and that's going to count as our first double crochet. So we need 9 more within this 7 chain loop. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and if I'm not mistaken, 10. Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Perfect. Always 10 in the 7 chain loops. Okay, so now we have to work on the side here, these 3 chain 4 loops. So without doing any chaining, go directly from these double crochets into the first chain 4 space with a single crochet, like so. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, single crochet into the chain 4 space, chain 4 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, single crochet into the chain 4 space. So we went from 3 chain 4 spaces to 2 chain 4 spaces. So now we've got another chain 7 space right here. So going directly into the chain 7 space, 10 double crochets. So directly from the single, going to do a double crochet right into the chain 7 space. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Always like to double count. 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Perfect. Okay, so then into the next chain 7 space, another 10 double crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Just gotta pull out some more yarn here. And do a double check, always. 2, 4, 6, 8. Hang on. 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Perfect. Okay, so you should have, as I said, 20, a total of 20 double crochets, between these 2 chain 7 loops. All right, so then going directly into the next chain 4 space, a single crochet, like so. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, single crochet into the next chain 4 space, chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 4 space, and we've reached our chain 7 loops once again. So 10 double crochets into each chain 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, then 10 into the next chain 7 space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, let me just double check. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Good. 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Perfect. Okay, so I just need a bit more to go. No problem. Okay, so then continuing right along, doing a single crochet into the next chain 4 space, chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 4 space, chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 4 space, and we've reached another corner. Okay, so I'm just going to pull out some more yarn and I'll continue on with round 5. Alright, so going into our chain 7 space, we need 10 double crochets and then 10 double crochets into the next chain 7 space. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, then 10 in the next chain 7 space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And just do a quick double check. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Good. 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Perfect. All right, so then doing this last side, single crochet into the chain 4 space, chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 4 space, chain 4, single crochet into this last chain 4 space. All right, so now we have one more 7 chain space left, so 10 double crochets into this space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Just do a quick count. 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Perfect. Okay, so then to finish round 5, quite simply, going into the 3rd chain from the bottom here with a slip stitch. Right in there. And we'll do a slip stitch. Okay, and then we'll lay it out for you. It is very roughly. Oh yes, it is very, very roughly. However, that will work itself out as we keep going. I am sure of that. Okay. Ta-da! So lovely. And you know me, I'm a huge fan of color changing yarn, and this one is not disappointing, so love it. All right, so I'm going to leave off this part here, but we will continue on. You know, this is going to be a bit of a series, and I really hope that you are enjoying it. And if you are, please give a little thumbs up to show your support. It means the world to me. And also, I would love to hear your comments and so forth. You know, your feedback is valuable. And also, if you haven't hit subscribe and you want to see more of this series and my other videos, you know, please hit the little subscribe button down below. And, you know, until next time, I hope that all of you stay inspired, stay caffeinated, and above all, stay stitching. And I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.